It's rare that a process map fits on a single page, which is why we need to move the reader from one page to another when a process continues on another page. By the way, in a separate video, we'll look at sub-processes, the action of being able to drill down to a page that decomposes one task into its component parts on another page. But right now, we're concerned with horizontal movement, moving from this page where we are recruiting a new candidate to the page on which we are actually selecting the specific candidate to whom we want to make an offer. So back to page A. Easiest way to add a connector shape is to use the Auto Connect arrow in the Quick Shapes menu and fire one on the page. You may want to move the label. More about what the label is all about in just a second. But once the shape is where you want it, then it's simply a matter of right-clicking, choosing Define Connector Link, and the TaskMap Hyperlink dialog opens pre-configured to link to a page and optionally to a task. When the target page is in the same document, leave the location field blank and just use the drop-down next to page to select the target, in this case page B for selecting a candidate. I'll click Apply and Close, and now we have a connector shape that is hyperlinked, and we have instructions with a pop-up to control-click to follow the link. Now, before I do that, I want to come back to the label shape. The purpose of the label is to help the reader in understanding why we're going to a target page, or for that matter in the reverse direction, to understand why we're coming from a particular page. In this case, I'm going to label this connector as Select a Candidate, because that's the action that's going to happen on the next page, on the target page. Before I follow that hyperlink to page B, I want to show you an alternative, and that is the case where you want to link to a specific task on the target page. I'll drag another connector onto the page and do the same thing. Right-click, choose Define Connector Link, and we'll start off exactly the same way, selecting the target page. But now, as soon as I've selected a page, when I use the drop-down next to Task, I see a list of all the tasks on that page. I'm going to choose B01, Screen Candidates, and TaskMap adds the target task ID to the description. Before I click Apply and Close, I just want to show you the zoom. If you want to focus the reader's attention more closely, now that we've chosen a specific task, you can choose from the drop-down list here. I'll choose 100% and Apply and Close, and let's see the difference between these two. Let's use the page link first, so control-click on B, and we see the full page link. The default view is full page. Let's go back to page A and do the same thing with this link for which we've set a 100% zoom and the target task. Control-click, and now the target task is centered in the drawing window, and it also has set the zoom to 100%. As you can see, if you look down in the lower right-hand corner, 100%. Connectors are almost always used in pairs, so let's add one here to indicate how we got here. I'm going to fire a connector across the gap here, and let's move these a little bit farther away because we also want to indicate what the task link state is here. So let's say shortlist identified, which is the case. We've done that on the previous page. And now just to complete the work, I'm going to right-click, define connector link, and essentially do the same thing in reverse, indicate where we've come from. Page A, specifically from task A04, and we'll leave the zoom level at full page, click Apply and Close. Just to be complete here, we will set the label to something useful like Recruit a Candidate. And now we can control-click and follow this link back to the original page. So when your process maps span more than one page, the connector shape in TaskMap is the way to lead the reader from one page to another. By the way, if you're interested in looking at a completed copy of this sample map, click the Resources tab on the TaskMap website, select Templates, and then look for the template called Six Sigma Recruiting.